Hi, welcome to Ghost Talks. It's a segment where I'll talk more loosely about games and topics I'm interested in. I am very excited for Silent Hill F. The trailers that have been coming out are looking very interesting from a visual and setting perspective, and many others seem to agree. The gameplay, though, has sparked some mixed responses. People are saying things like the combat looks clunky, there's no enemy feedback when getting hit, etc. And they're also saying it looks like Dark Souls combat, to the point that one of the producers came out to say, "Nuh-uh, you guys are all just FromSoft fanboys that can't stop comparing everything to Bloodborne and Elden Ring." Yeah, come on, it looks nothing like Dark Souls. Huh, that monster kinda looks like the Rotten. And this monster looks like a giant. Wait a minute, is this just Dark Souls 2 in Japan? You know, on second thought, I think the fans are onto something. Jokes aside, the inspiration this time is clearly a departure from the mainline games. For one, it's set in Japan as opposed to the United States, and they traded in the rust and darkness for fleshy growth and red tendrily things. And more rice fields. So, when I say this doesn't look like Silent Hill, I'm not just talking about the location and setting. Based on what the trailers are showing, this looks very different from the original quadrilogy's pacing of gameplay, characters, presentation, and style of horror. I actually think it looks closer to Slitterhead with the use of red everywhere and heavy focus on action combat. The original Silent Hill was a product of its time and created with inspiration from horror media from its age. It was a Japanese take on Western horror. And actually, it was Konami's response to Capcom's Resident Evil, which, broadly put, was also a Japanese developer's take on a Western horror movie, this time drawing from the B-horror genre. These attempts created a very unique atmosphere and vibe that, frankly, just hasn't been recaptured since Silent Hill 4. It's that mix of stilted dialogue, dynamic cinematography, dilapidated environmental design, seemingly off characters, and slow, quiet pacing that seem to build up a Silent Hill experience. For me, anyways. And judging by the trailers for Silent Hill F, it's a far cry from those elements. The acting is more theatrical and performed with stronger emotions. The monsters strike more viciously, hence making for a more fast-paced combat system. The cinematography is also much more polished and modern and loses the grainy and often dreamlike atmosphere of games like Silent Hill 3 and 4. It's not to say that the current trailers for Silent Hill F are bad or completely void of the original series stylization, but this game is very clearly, obviously, being made in a different era, and therefore draws from a completely separate pool of inspiration than a game like Silent Hill 2. One thing I can say for sure is that you won't be seeing any outfits from Christina Aguilera being used. I think this fresh take on Silent Hill is a good thing. Whether or not you enjoyed the game's post-Silent Hill 4, I think we can all agree that the story and the lore sort of went off and created its own branch of nuance that, for better or worse, muddied the waters of the town and its inhabitants. So I'm okay if the new game just happens somewhere else. I mean, granted, I don't possibly know how they'll tie in this game to the town, since it's not even on the same continent. If this game didn't have Silent Hill in the title, I honestly wouldn't even know it was part of the series, it looking more like a Forbidden Siren game. Just as a fresh reboot pumped new life into the Resident Evil series with 7, I think the same can be done with Silent Hill F using all new characters, mechanics, and town. I would wish more than anything for another entry in the series made in the style of the originals, but I think that's what remakes are wonderful for as an alternative. Silent Hill 2 Remake was a phenomenal modern take on a classic horror game, and I absolutely loved playing through it. It wasn't perfect, and yeah, they changed a lot of things, but it still felt good to go back to a classic Silent Hill story with polished visuals and presentation. It still somewhat felt like a new experience. And Lubertine is tackling Silent Hill 1 next, which I want so badly. If Silent Hill F is the new springboard for more Silent Hill games, I think I'd be okay with that. I'm happy with what we got in the PlayStation 1 and 2 eras, and Origins through Downpour just didn't feel like good interpretations of the series despite still being in the same town. A fresh town and a fresh take, I think will inject some much needed new life into a series that's developed too far through too many creators. It's time to just let Silent Hill, the town, rest.
I'm tired, boss.
I think the game looks great, and I'm excited to dip my toes into a brand new horror experience. The last new original horror game I think I played was Tormented Souls, which was really fun, but lacked that AA, AAA polish. I mean, F has gotta be better than Ascension and The Short Message, right? I am ready for more Silent Hill. And I can't think of a better time than now for more to come out of this series. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I'll catch you on the next GhostYawn video. Bye!